All right, what's up, everybody? So I want to just make a quick video because I had a thought that I think is worth working through and articulating. Listened to a bunch of content and turned it over my head and been pretty active working, doing my military service, which is just National Guard, so it's just once a week. Playing with the baby, making artwork, etc. My psoriasis is doing okay. Pops up when I'm stressed out or when my uh, diet isn't up to snuff, but it's not doing terrible. So I got it on my knee too, or on my legs. Um, in any case, yeah, been taking care of myself, so that's good. But one thought that I want to get out is in short and introductory, uh, you know, uh, spirit, that one's trajectory, one's guiding light, one's path forward in the life that they choose, um, is something to focus on in terms of having some sense of it academically, intellectually, abstractly, thinking through what it is that is kind of the, symbolically the eye at the top of the pyramid. If the pyramid in abstraction represents all of our rank order desires, goals, then the one at the top is the one that kind of informs all the other ones, right? So like what's of the highest good? Um, okay. The reason this is important is because this thing, this utmost goal is going to be what across time orients us in the direction of the path that our life takes, right? So one way to think about it, if you're going to equate it to something secular like character, or the want to develop a good character or the best character, or to become someone with a character attribute developed, that is the character attribute that you choose to be the primary one, whether that be something like honor or justice or equanimity or you know uh, uh, altruism, or whatever you define as the central characteristic of the character that you develop over the course of your life by virtue of the choices that you make. That is something to think through. What is it? Right? Because you might as well not do it unconsciously, right? Subconsciously. Um, David Foster Wallace on Akira the Don's uh, album Meaning Wave had clips of oratory, description at a college graduation ceremony and spoke to this. Used the great joke: two young fish are swimming in the ocean and an older fish passes, and older fish tells the younger fish, or rather asks the younger fish, "Hey boys, how's the water?" Younger fish keeps swimming, and a couple minutes later, one of the little fish looks to the other little fish and says, "What the hell is water?" Okay, that's just a silly joke, but it means to speak to the idea that we can be very easily unconscious of, profoundly pervasive, truths in ourselves or the world around us. And one of those things that you don't want to be unconscious of is what is orienting you across time. What is it that you're aiming at? Is another way to think about it. What is helping you make the decisions that you're making in your life? I'm not telling you what to make that. I'm just telling you, don't make that without thinking about it. Okay. So there's a lot of cases to be made for what should be the ultimate highest order good goal, orienting principle across a person's life. Égalité, liberté, fraternité. I couldn't tell you the ones on the Brazilian flag, something in progresso. My wife's from Brazil. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know, give me liberty or give me death. Freedom and justice for all. No one achieves or meets the Father except through me. These are all simple phrases that mean to speak to what is the ultimate right, what defines the right path, the correct path. That is to say, the thing that you can bring to bear when evaluating the decisions of what path to take in all different circumstances, right? That the right answer will be applicable in like a mathematical formula sense to every circumstance, right? If you just tell the truth, if you just are focused on, do no harm, or take no shit, or okay, so there's an interesting debate there, right? What is it that should be of the utmost value when evaluating one's behavior, in not regressively, not looking into the past, but when making decisions on your personal life, professional life, relationships, etc. And helping one in dealing with interpersonal conflicts. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and give the answer like my way is the only way, or like listen to me and all your problems will go away. My contention is that a person need develop a sophisticated mental map, first of all, just so that they can deal with their environment effectively. And all people do this to the degree to which they're functioning members of, their immediate friend and family group, and then the wider society. But a person has to do this to the degree to which they mean to achieve their own goals, and then by extension help others achieve theirs, or at least be helpful when tapped on the shoulder to, have conversations or conflicts or what have you. I think this is the secular case for religion, and I think this is the freedom, autonomy, liberty case against tyranny and groupthink and the kind of most evil manifestations of the tenets of something like Marxism or communism. Religion, in its best sense, is the definition, however abstractly, through things like ritual and dance and song and shared experience, the definition and manifestation of the highest good, right? Each prophet means to communicate the way, the best way, in terms of commandments and teachings and lessons and truths and so forth. So religion is really, for time immemorial, as long as we go back in history, the foundation of the attempt to at least advance however coherent is I guess up for debate, but advance an answer to that question, right? What gets us through hard times? When tragedies come, what is the rectifying principle that rebuilds the town and moves the society through the generations and manifests good times? Religion does that. I think at the end of the day, a person, and religion echoes this idea, has to grow through the opportunity, through the opportunity / responsibility, right? 50-50, same coin, of having to take responsibility for their own answer to that question, the meaning of life or the greatest good, or again, how I articulated it earlier in a little bit looser language, the orienting principle over time that is brought to bear when making decisions and so forth. Once you get to a certain point and you're kind of on your own, and there's no objective age for this, right? But it's kind of your decision, especially in a place like the United States. But in other cultures, there are what would you call them? Holidays or festivals or very specific time stamps for when a person achieves this. But you do at some point have to make your own way. And when you make your own way, you make your own philosophy, let's say. So I just think it's really helpful to recognize that this is a decision that we all have to make. If you don't make it, it will be made for you. okay? Because that's what gets people into cults, and that's what makes people ideologically possessed by some romantic belief system, you know, however revolutionary or destructive, what have you. It's what makes people choosing to not make this decision, you know, live in their parents' basement and be kind of adult babies, right? It's this what I'm speaking to is foundationally integrated with adulthood. Um, so, yeah, I think that the universities used to be a place where this would occur, this metamorphosis, this growing up, but increasingly universities are becoming ideological, uh, you know, Orwellian groupthink, um, anti-meritocratic organizations where people go to, uh, you know, parrot the views of the state. And I think that that's antithetical to growing up in the ways that I described, but it's also destructive downstream for the greater society, because what you have, if you have people that through indoctrination don't grow up and make their own philosophy in life, then you don't have free thinking, critically minded citizens. You have residents. You have people who passively consume and then through some sort of group think automation project, regurgitate talking points of the kind of greater society. And so I just think that I've seen this in my own life, and I think it's extraordinarily important, and I hope that makes sense. So I wanted to make that quick video and talk about this, and yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you guys. More power to you. And leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll do more live streams moving forward. I'll see who of my buddies will talk to me on online, and we'll keep working on the body and see how we're doing. Let's get the abs in there. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.